Grandma Mary here, and I'm here with the fantastic Greene. Brett Greene on Twitter, at Brett Greene. And he is a fantastic Boulder tweeter as well as Vice President of New Media Marketing at Oxteen Labs. And this guy, we've been talking a lot here. And I wanted to have him on my show here to talk about kind of the psychology and the idea behind social media and how we interact, how we talk. Because he's got a master's in psychology, people. This guy is smart. Got some good brains in his head. So, Brett, tell us a little bit. Let's talk about what we were chatting about on how do you talk to people. You've got a great following. You interact a lot. What do you recommend people do?
Well, to begin with, a lot of people don't realize that the reason that social media works the way it does is because innately in our DNA we want to connect, we want to be validated, we want to find our tribe and people who believe what we believe and mirror back to us that we're cool people and that we're good people. And the more of those people that we find, guess what? The more people they know who are like that we get to meet, we get to learn from, we get to share resources, learn about websites, books, movies, people, all sorts of things that contribute to our lives. So it contributes so much to us. That's what really gets people interested and engaging in social media.
And connected. So we're connecting with tribes here, people. That's what we're doing. Now, there's a lot of businesses out there who think, I'm going to get on Twitter and sell my stuff. Now, how does that work?
Well, first you have to be human. So behind every business are people. People want to connect with people. People don't want to connect with companies. In general, you want to connect with the person first. So the personality of the person, if I think you're cool and I like you and you happen to work for General Motors, that makes me predisposed to like General Motors a little bit more, because if you work for them and you're a cool person, then there must be other cool people there and they must be doing cool things.
That's fantastic. So you gotta be a person, people.
Well, just be a person, and then if you spend most of the time, say 80-90% of the time, sharing things that are interesting to other people and thinking about them. Communication is an audience-centered art. People forget that all the time. If you're doing things that are helping other people, they're predisposed to like you back, and they're also predisposed to want to help you. So if you start there and then you already have the relationship, then by the time you mention something like a human that you want to sell something or you're marketing something, but you don't do it in a way that's in people's face and it's annoying people, you've already got the relationship where they're like, oh, it's kind of a cool person and I'll receive this message and see what it's like, rather than somebody's just going along and then you go boom and they didn't ask for it in the first place.
Exactly. It's not about you, it's about helping other people. And then you can slide in, we know you have to sell things to feed your families and stuff. So you can slide those messages in. We were talking a little bit about, is there a percentage? I mean, that you're talking to other people, helping other people, and then, what percentage would you say you slide in your messages?
Probably 80%, and 80% sharing with people, then 20% sharing your messages. And again, when you share your messages, you're doing it in a way that's helpful for people. And what's amazing about a lot of social media platforms and why people love them is the fact that you can target people who are interested. So if you have a scuba diving store, you can find people who are into scuba diving, and those are the people you're already speaking to. So you're not talking to people who are into gardening about scuba diving. You're talking about people who are into scuba diving, so they're, again, predisposed to want to hear that, because a lot of, people say that they hate advertising. Nobody hates advertising. Everybody hates advertising about stuff they don't care about. Everybody, if it's something they care about, they want to be the first person to know about it, and they want to share it with their friends. So if you're finding those people first, you're listening to what they want, you're sharing with them things they want to know about, that makes them feel cool because they heard it first and they get to share it with more people, and that makes them more predisposed to listen to your message and to care about you, because you're showing that you care about them and you're showing that you care first, and you're not just saying, I have this thing and you're another number and I'm trying to get my numbers of how many people I can sell this thing to.
Exactly. So you gotta care and you gotta make people cool. That's what it's all about right there. Now tell us what you do at Greene Labs. I was very interested to hear what you're doing there. It sounds fantastic.
Well, our general perception is that influencers are really important, and influencer marketing is a really amazing thing happening right now, because what we just talked about, there's a human element. People are actually getting connected to resources they care about, and that's our definition of marketing, is connecting people to resources that help them with what they're passionate about. So it's not just hawking stuff, it's actually trying to help. And what we do is we help brands get their message to influencers who have audiences that are into what the brand has, and then helping them all connect so that that message gets to the people who want to hear it in a way they want to hear it. And like we said, then they get to hear about things that they think are cool, and it's working out for everybody. There's a lot of other things we do, but that's a general idea of how we work with influencer marketing.
That's awesome. High-level connections going on here, and that's what it's all about. Now speaking of connecting, you met your girlfriend. Is that what it's called now? Girlfriend? I don't know. Partner? I don't know the newfangled terms these days. But you met your girlfriend on Twitter. Now that's some Mountain Cat. She's fantastic. Hi, Mountain Cat. She's lovely. You met her on Twitter. That's some pretty big connecting right there.
Yeah, well, and this goes to another thing we were talking about before the interview, was that the reason all of the online things work is if you do the things online that you do offline. Mm-hmm. So you're the same person, and if you're going into a room and network with people, you wouldn't go in and do this thing to them. You'd go and find out what people are like, and that's what you do on Twitter. And so what I've done from the beginning with Twitter is get to know a lot of people in Boulder, since I'm in Boulder, and the people all over the world, but especially with Boulder, we happen to have a very Twitter-centric community, and we do a lot of tweet-ups. Crappy name, but people get what it is. And so it's just people that are saying, hey, we picked this place and this time. If you want to show up, you're considered to be cool just because you're in the community, and until you prove otherwise, and you get to meet a lot of people that are there. And so I've met a lot of people through going to local events and things like that. And in the case of me and my girlfriend, we just were corresponding on Twitter, and I meet anyone for coffee. So I like to connect people, I like to help people, so I like to know what people are about. So then 2 months later, when somebody mentions something, I'm like, oh, you need to go talk to Joe. So I'll meet anybody for coffee, and in this particular instance,
there you go. That's a serious tweet. That's a serious tweet up right there.
It was a very good coffee.
Don't try that at home. All right. Thanks so much, Brett. It's been fantastic talking to you.
Thank you,
Brett at Brett Greene, Greene Labs. Fantastic advice here. Talk to you next time.